What's up, Rockstars? Today I'm here with my daughter and we're going to be unboxing this prototype. Really excited to see what's in here. Are you excited?
Yeah, I don't know what's in there.
You don't even know what's... Okay, she doesn't even know what's in there. You guys know it because you've seen the thumbnail, but I haven't seen it. You haven't seen it, so we're going to dig into it right now. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. Open this up.
So neat.
Yeah, they did some good taping on this. I'm always entertained with these prototypes because they're so different. So this is the first time I've gotten a Home Depot box. So I'm sure it'll be one of many firsts. They normally are. Okay. Uh-oh. There we go. And there we go. Yeah, no, that's fine. We'll get it all out. Extra small. It seems plenty big to me.
Well, then what's small?
All right. Very well packaged, that's for sure. Use more bubble wrap than I do. I might use this.
Might?
I might. I like bubble wrap. Look at that. That's actually kind of nice. All right. First off the bat, we got a thank you. It says, your early copy of Townsfolk Tussle has arrived. Thanks so much for taking the time to check it out. Inside you'll find a nearly complete version of our game. We're still finessing some card art and tweaking elements here and there, but we feel the game can still be enjoyed to the fullest in its current state. We're sorry we couldn't include the 19 miniatures in here. I'm sorry too. That'll have to come later. Scrapping together funds before Kickstarter wasn't easy, I imagine. To make up for it, we've included some custom standees which may not be included in a Kickstarter version. In addition, your version of Townsfolk Tussle boasts some features which may or may not be unlocked via stretch goals during the campaign, including bonus townsfolk and 2 bonus ruffians. Consider them our little gift to you. We hope that you have as much fun with Townsfolk Tussle as we had creating and testing it. Please let us know your thoughts on the game, or if you have any changes or recommendations. Best of luck defending Eureka Springs.
Is that guy in a toilet?
No, that's not a toilet. It kind of looks like a toilet, but it's not. That is a wagon or a wheelbarrow. All right, let's take out some more of this.
Okay.
And get to the box.
So much bubble wrap. Oh wait, there's more.
I got it. Okay, you got the regular box. There we are. Get rid of that. Maybe. All right. Now, a few things I noticed right away. There is a linen finish on here, which is actually kind of nice. So you should kind of be able to hear that.
Do it loud.
And do it loud. And the shape of the box is actually kind of interesting too. It's a little bit taller than it is wide. So it's a little rectangular, which is kind of interesting. Should fit in a calyx just fine, but I don't know if it would fit this way. That might be a little too tall. Maybe it's not. Either way, kind of interesting. Normally you make it maybe a little bit thinner. As you can see, it's fairly thick. And of course, this is a sneak peek edition or a prototype, so nothing I see in here is finalized. And on top of that, even the shape of the box might be different, and the storage inside is almost assuredly different. You'll notice right away they kind of have the like old style, Bugs Bunny, Acme kind of thing going on here, both in the design of everything, but the blood dripping down or red paint, perhaps, is an indication that perhaps there's something else going on here. This is what you're looking at, by the way.
Oh.
And then on the back, looks like they already have the back fairly well done, which is cool. So you can see those 19 miniatures that I would have gotten that I didn't get. It makes me a little sad, especially for this channel. Made by Panic Roll, small parts. You can see kind of the main board and a ton of cards. Now this is obviously... computer generated, so these aren't actually different cards. They look like a solid thing, but your player boards, your equipment and stuff like that, terrain, and all that sort of fun stuff. All right, let's go ahead and open that up. Put that to the side. In fact, here, we'll put it right there. That's probably... They're playing the game, yeah. Look at that. All right, move this up. This is a rules booklet. Now, okay, see, it is actually still in color, which is cool. This is in black and white. I think that's probably on purpose, actually. This is fairly nice. It's stapled. You know, it's got the terrain guide. Looks fairly complete. As I roll to in the works, a special thanks to our backers. Aha, that's where we need to be. Oh, that is really, really bright.
Wow.
That's all right.
Color grading that.
Yeah, that's okay. They can see what's going on a little bit. So here we have the, the different items and a floppy scimitar or an extendapole. All sorts of fun stuff there. Some good examples by the looks of it. I didn't look for an index. I don't think there's one yet, but we'll see. This looks like, is that like final fight and the results? Okay, so this is all spoiler territory here. Solo variant, they already have that, which looks kind of interesting. There is no index yet, but they will add that, otherwise they'll get a negative, and I'm sure they know that. This explains, it looks like it's fairly well done when it comes to the flow. From what I can tell, it looks like it kind of starts big to high, which I prefer. Okay, so it has a image of all of the different game pieces, which I very much prefer, so that I know when you're talking about starting gear versus ruffian gear, what the difference is and what they look like. If you didn't have this, I might not know, so I'm really happy to see that. And then we have a table of contents. Not quite an index, but close. Otherwise, this looks quite good. I like that.
Something bad
And it's a good shape. Oh, yeah, he got hit a few times, huh?
A few.
A few. All right, let's go ahead and move this back in. And move it back out. So here is the beaten order and the buy-in order. Do appreciate that. I can say right now this game board is actually better than some game boards I've gotten in a final game. So that's good. As long as I unfold it correctly.
Beautiful.
Da, 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 da. Okay, there's that. So as you can see here, we have the terrain, and each card would go here, which is kind of interesting. And then we have the buy-in order here, where we have Chump, Hooligan, Troublemaker, Final Fight, and the beaten order, where we go in order from there. And of course, you'd lay stuff down here. Now, this is obviously not final, but I will say the coloration's really good. It's kind of hard to get the coloration. It's a little muted. I don't know if it's going to stay that way or not, but I actually normally appreciate when the background kind of goes away a little bit. I think the terrain pieces themselves are going to be what's the main thing here. I see a little bit of a lip here, but again, overall, it has a slight linen finish to it, and it's just kind of nice, actually. The glue on the back here, very well folded, very well glued down. You can kind of see where it goes underneath, and this then goes over it. So there's a little bit of a lip there. Very, very good job, actually. This is quite nice. Here's the other side. Kind of see that. Very professional. It's funny how more and more often you need to pretty much have the game made before you come to Kickstarter, it seems. There is a hint and an image here. This is, it looks like saloon doors and maybe a guy laying down. Those are his arms over a counter. So, and that looks like it just kind of goes throughout the whole thing. So that's kind of interesting. Very, very faint. Just a little touch there. And this is not hair that I've added. This is fake hair on like the film. Like an old-timey film grain. All right. I'll take a look at this.
Is that a puzzle?
No, these are the terrain pieces, or some of them. And as you can see, things get a little serious in town here. So popping those out, they pop quite nice. These are actually fairly thick. I'm going to zoom in a little bit now that we're looking at full components here. There we go. Sure looks kind of nice for you guys. Now right here, it is layered. However, it's very nicely compressed, which is good to the point where the corners actually are rounded down, just from it's being pressed together. And from what I can tell, this is sealed. It looks like it's sealed, so this won't necessarily like fray it too bad. And it helps moisture not get in there. It keeps them nice and straight. A little bit extra, I'm sure, to make it that way, but I always appreciate it. So it like you're not touching wood here, right? You're touching that sealant. It's very, very smooth. But yeah, they're punching out good. There's a little bit of a puzzle piece element to some of them, like this river here. So let's see how that looks. Tags are minimal, just a tiny bit there. Oh, is that why you're looking at that?
It's the hardest puzzle.
The hardest, but yeah, we'll see if I can do it or not. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Did you finish it?
Yep. Maybe. I need some puzzle glue. So right here, I'm having some issue. Fin it in. We'll want to make sure that fits in a little bit better. Yeah, so see, it's just like slightly... Oh, there's two sides to that. Look at that. So you can also have this trench, which is kind of cool.
It's like...
Anyway, I'm not going to mess with it too much, but you can see it's starting to bend here. So you can see actually the pressure points here, here. You can see where it's reflecting there. So here, here, and then way here. I'm sure they will improve this. But for now, because I don't want to break it, I'm going to go ahead and leave it alone. And let's look at some smaller ones. Those are going good too. So if you just press in, it seems to just kind of pop out. I don't really see a bunch of hanging. Like you could probably try to make it hang, but that seems to actually be a little difficult to do. Get some even smaller ones. Okay, so these will just hang, as you can see. So you're gonna have to kind of pull them away gently. At least again, in this version. Just trying to see where they're at right now. But otherwise, I'm quite happy with this. Everything seems centered fairly well. A lot of times in these early ones, or even in late, like final versions, you'll get it where the words aren't centered. They'll be slightly off, like the punch is kind of wrong. And here, I'm not really seeing that. It looks like perhaps there's more black space here than here. But it's consistently that way, which is kind of helpful. And it's a regularly shaped too, so it's actually not too bad. It almost gives it a better 3D look because you can kind of already see the side a little bit anyway. Not too concerned about that. All right, let's see. Do we have any? I'm gonna throw this down here.
Good job.
Yep, making room. There we go. Okay, let's look at some of the bigger ones. Definitely more in there, so a little bit more of a tag than I'd like, but that's all right. As you can see, it's very colorful here. It looks like there are two different versions, which is kind of interesting. Looks like most things have two versions, or at least two sides. Like this pond here is the same on both sides that I can tell. But that's all right. Same with like the corn and stuff like that. Okay, well, we're gonna go ahead. Okay, so here's the, here's I think the standees. So that's fun. Look how colorful this is. This is gonna be a blast to paint. It actually is gonna be so different. It should be quite fun. These are actually pretty darn cool. Who's your favorite?
I like that one. That's
Oh, Dead? I would have picked the dog. I figured you would have liked the dog.
The dog is pretty cute, but I just like the face on that one.
Oh, the safe?
But I like how it's like mad, and I like how that one has like...
It's like dumb?
Yeah.
His name is Handsy, I know that. So they got cool names.
It's like, that one's like an old lady.
With very hairy legs.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's fun. That's fun. Now these look fairly small. I'm assuming these are not to scale. I don't know what the scale will be, if it's going to be 32 millimeter or not. I guess we'll find out.
Maybe.
Nope, they're going to fall out. Okay, let's go ahead and zoom out a little bit here.
That's zooming in, Dad.
Yeah, I don't know how these things work. Okay, so in here is where I imagine I'm going to put all those punch outs and standees and stuff. I'm going to open this a little bit. So we got two little bags. Now I will say I prefer larger bags if I can get them, because I always feel like I'm about to break it. I can't quite reach the bottom here, so I have to kind of... I prefer bigger bags if I can get them. I don't think I even have the... Oh yeah, because you're like freaking 11. Anyway, on this... I know I don't even have the biggest hands, and I kind of struggle with this. I'm glad you're enjoying it, though. Okay, so we got some tokens of some kind. Looks like they're wood.
Oh,
I'm not going to bother taking those out, but some kind of token here. Very pretty dice, and then these are for the standees. So I'm not going to worry about that, because your version probably won't have that. Take a look at some of the dice, though. Yeah, so these are very colorful. These are actually quite nice. They're not proprietary or anything like that, at least not yet. But they are definitely colorful. I'm going to zoom in a little bit again. Okay, so you can see the white very well on these. and they actually look quite well painted. You know, even if these were what you get, I would be happy with this, just because they're pretty nice quality. I like them a little bit heavier. They're a little bit light to me, but overall they look quite nice. I actually like these. All right, I'm gonna shove everything just back in here and move right along. Okay, let's go ahead and take this. Now, it looks like they already have some storage set up, which is nice. So we have the different cards here. And you know what? We're just going to go one at a time. Here.
Wow, that's some big cards.
Again, they're card stock. Quite well. This is a very... I'm just going to pause and say this is a very, very well done prototype. I don't know how many of these they made, but it could not have been cheap, but money well spent when it came... You know, as much as it pains me to say this, first impressions are important. And so when people are first seeing your game, seeing it at this quality, I think is very beneficial. So these are the different kind of enemies that you'll be fighting, like the Pepin Milk Frog guy here. And he has his health and his movement and his weakness. Melty Milkback. Pepin takes +1 damage when attacked from the 2 squares directly behind him. And then they have the Chump Hooligan Troublemaker Final Fight system here, a little bit about him and the story. Some gear reward that you'll get, like you can get the Milkman's Hat, the Frog Eyes, and a Rotten Milk Crate from him, because that sounds like stuff you'd want. And then his kind of setup here. So it has the board and then where you'd place the different items, and it talks about the setup and like the obstacles and the results and how to win and all this kind of stuff. So even the how to win thing I think is really cool. Again, I will be reviewing this, so be on the lookout for that.
Look at his tongue.
Yeah, his tongue is kind of gross. And as you can see, there are a ton of different ones here. Some of them are even sticking together. So also, if we look on the back real quick, just so you can kind of see the differences that you get when it comes to like setup, there's quite a bit here. And again, some of these are very close together. So a more foresty one, or ones with ponds and rivers, or all sorts of stuff there. Okay, is there anything underneath here? No, but there is some stuff here. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave this out for now. And we're gonna take this out. Now this, I believe, is the shop. This is the town phase here. Receive 3 feats, resolve town effects, shop here, and then enter the fight phase. And 8 coins, reset the peddler cart before shopping. And again, I love just the attention to detail and all the little things in the background and stuff are really kind of nice. And on the back here, we have the fight phase. And so here we have, you know, the different things that you do here. Action, discard, ruffian movement, and ruffian health. All of this is, I think, quite nice when it comes to like reminding you on what to do. I always like it when a game on the components themselves remind you so you don't have to like look it up. You get to the point where if you do need a refresher, it's right there. Always appreciate that. These are going to be the player cards. And again, not all of these are going to be there from the very beginning. We have the Norman Fish Boy. We have Granny Melba. Would you pick Granny Melba? She got some nice undies. She got hearts on them. You got the Quintus Minch. We have Yancey Plover. We have a chicken. Okay, so
Oh no.
Georgie Irongut, the expired royal. I'm not sure what's going on there. That's your choices of good guys, and now we have a whole bunch of cards here. So I think what I'm going to do is we're just going to take them all out. We're just going to go through them. That way I have to not remember where they are. Okay. Lots of cards. And again, this, actually, I'm going to go and take this out. I love that it's black. You guys know I prefer black. You can see the shape better. More for miniatures than anything, but it's also, I think, just looks a little bit cleaner than the clear plastic. It reflects less light. You notice how you don't hear the crinkle? So this is actually better and a little bit thicker than some that you would get even from, like, Come On. Quite nice. I like that. Okay, moving that down here. And here's our pyramid. Okay, so here are a let's look at some shop items. Oh, wait, I might not even have to do that. Wait. Look at that. Look at that. Where's the end of it? Got it. Great. This is nice. Okay, see, again, little things like this, they must know that I struggle with unboxings, because that was super useful. I don't think... Have I struggled this whole time? I don't feel like I've struggled at all. I struggled to start the video.
Yeah.
Okay. You got stolen candy, you got a rubber bat, you got Granny's cane, you got the Rudy Tooter, the farmer's overalls. I'm not going to look at all of these. The wheat sickle with some orange jam on it. You got the fishy cap, the reliable rod. These a lot of this is okay. This is all starting equipment here. So let's get past the starting equipment. See, there's that starting equipment back. You could buy a fluffy vest, performer's bow tie, a tire armor, an itchy sweater. If you want an itchy sweater, it gives you +3 max HP. Heavy overalls. You can get some shoulder pads, like strainers, like spaghetti. A onesie. A onesie is only chest gear. That's interesting. A spiked vest, a life vest, cloth wrappings, a coward's cloak. Oh, the whole you can't even see through it. Hero's tunic. That looks like Link from Zelda. Yes. A safety blanket, invisibility cloak. You can't even see it, but trust me, it's there. A sugar sack, turtle shell, sticky leotard. That's what everybody wants. It's a sticky leotard. Gold chain fighters. But I mean, they have everything here, from like normal stuff like a wizard's robe to the loner's trench coat and the busty brassiere and a gaudy vest, potion pack, all sorts of. I mean, there is look at all. There's a ton. There's a ton here. And last but not least, the vanishing cream.
What if you're playing by yourself and you get all those cards?
Yeah, that's a lot of cards.
How are you gonna choose what to wear?
Oh, what to wear? Okay. Find the yeah. Why don't you open that one? We're gonna combine our efforts here. There we go. I got it. What's taking you so long?
Mine's already open. It's taking you so long.
Yeah, sorry, I'm slow.
Ooh, rainbow.
Okay, you want to go ahead and open them while I look at them? Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's take a look here. Are these all the same? They are. Okay. So here's the Peacekeeper. Land the final blow on the ruffian. You get 1 point and you achieve 3. And this one, the Trap Layer. Damage a ruffian using a terrain piece. You get 1 point. If you achieve this, you get +2 coins or +1 mox for this fight. So these are just kind of different things you can do. Deal 2+ damage to the ruffian in a single turn with weapons, and you can get +1 damage to ruffian, so you get even stronger. This is, I think, quite cool, and some of these are worth 4 points, tough as nails. And a fight as the sole survivor. Probably pretty easy when you're playing solo. But at that point, I think the points may not matter as much. We'll have to read the rules. There's a ton of these as well. I don't see any repeats. That's incredibly loud. Oh, I'm just giving me a hard time. Oh, we didn't look at these. We got a couple different kinds here. Okay. Okay, so here's some more items here that you can get. A ton of stuff, like a bloody wand, or a hive on a stick, or a jammed trunk, a catch-a-pole, or a marksman musket, or the buffet tray, which is a melee one-handed shield.
What?
A knifey knuckle cast iron cauldron with some holes in there, or rickety boots, or a third eye headband. All sorts of stuff there.
Maybe that's what Tian uses.
That's what Tian uses, yeah. It's actually just a headband.
But it's invisible.
Got some chests here. And here we have like smelly bait, or well-worn shorts, or orb of life, a forgotten chisel, or Pappy's dentures, which is headgear. If a ruffian ends their turn next to you, they take 1 damage. What are you, biting them? Fresh cake, that's good. A glittering hanky. So a lot of stuff there. This game definitely has some personality.
Isn't that the girl? Isn't that girl the girl that always throws all the knives?
I can't remember.
She's right
Oh yeah, look at that. It's not doing so well. Frog eyes, rotten milk crate. So this is the stuff, if you recall, these are the stuff that you could get from the main bad guy once you defeat him. You can get these different things. These are more themed to the fight itself. So that's pretty cool that you get those rewards there. Okay. There's a ton of cards here. These are the cheat sheets. Thank you for including these. So they have the town phase, the fight phase, and then upon defeat. And then they have your different things you could do. Like you can move. I try to wipe that hair away. That's hilarious. Interact with terrain, activate gear, activate townsfolk abilities, change gear, or attack. Nice to have. There's 4 of those.
Wait, that's actual hair.
Don't know what's real and what's not. Okay. Here are town events. And as you can see, a ton of town events here. From an abandoned farm to a treasure hunt, the town dump, the Giblet Brothers, Rolling Fog, Shameless Theft. That's a ton of stuff here. A dying gift, keep your pep in your step, bribed betrayal. A ton of stuff here. Lone Shark, bar visit, sore eyes. Some of it has art, some of it doesn't. I don't know if it'll eventually all have art or not, but this is really impressive. And then you have these secret ones over here. I'm assuming these are your little things that you have to do personally, just to add a little bit of excitement to it, a little bit of zaniness. Yes.
What's this game about?
Fighting or having a tussle with the people coming to town that are fighting. You know what a tussle is? Kind of like a fight. So the terrain here, and as you can see, it has kind of its name and it's a big picture of it, and then what it says. So with the buzzing hive, if a townsfolk or ruffians start their turn adjacent to this, they take 1 damage. And that says it a little bit, the bees are ready to defend their sweet honey. So a little bit of flavor, a little bit of variety here. Lots of stuff here. Now, I notice that there are green and orange, so that's interesting to note. We'll have to see what that is. Again, in the review, we'll have to note that and kind of tell the difference there. But then we have these, and these are just the different effects or abilities that they'll have, like battle fatigue. They'll have a target, and then kind of what it does, and then after the effect, and then who does it on the bottom there. And it's all color themed as well. If you notice right here in the color, which is quite nice. And again, there's a ton of them. Now there's a lot of enemies too, so it doesn't look like there's too many per enemy, which is both good and bad. You don't want. That is a lot of cards, you're right. And actually, no, because there are more here. So you'll get even more on these. So a ton of different stuff like mow down or stay off my lawn or mocking crows, impale, lurk. There's a lot of kind of silliness and stuff like that. Wrist slap, death glare, all sorts of stuff that you'll be dealing with there. But that is literally everything. I think we've looked at it all fairly well. What do you think?
Like I said earlier, I feel like either grown-ups made it and took ideas from their kids, or they've just let their kids make all of it.
It's just a game made by kids.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just kid-friendly.
Yeah, maybe. It does say it's recommended ages 14.
Oh, yeah, that's because of small pieces. So you don't buy it for like a 3-year-old and give it to them, thinking it's for like kids because it's all cartoony.
And
11-year-olds, that's right.
Like 11-year-old would eat one of those tiny little, tiny wood things that came in that weird thing. Those tiny little.
I imagine it depends on the 11-year-old.
I want to do that.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, that is Townsfolk Tussle. I'm going to go ahead and start playing this. We're going to do a review here soon, and the Kickstarter is coming out soon. All that information is going to be down in the description below. You can kind of follow along and follow the Kickstarter. And then again, if you're interested in the review, of course, subscribe. Either way, thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you guys again later this week.